Coffee Club. Theme song.
All right, here we go with the Coffee Club on a Friday morning, the 18th of April. It's my daughter's birthday today, Josh.
Happy birthday, Shelby.
Yeah. Yep. She reminded me, she said, you guys have to say my birthday.
Yeah, well, we started the show with it, so. Yeah.
And then I think Terry said something to the effect of, well, they should remember your birthday. And your wife said, I will let them remember. Or something like that.
And she didn't text me.
She didn't?
No.
Shelby didn't, or who didn't?
No, your wife.
My wife didn't?
Remember when she said anything important, she was going to text me.
Oh, she probably will at some point. Yeah. We got birthdays at the end of the show, too, so if you want to call those in or text those in, you can do that to the radio station here. Put it on our Coyote Country Facebook page. All right, let's get to it.
And, well, we should say your anniversary, too.
Yeah.
That's on Sunday.
That's on Sunday.
Sunday.
We're not going to be here.
Right, yeah, so that's coming up on a Sunday.
It's another important thing that you got to remember.
Yeah, lots of things. All the things.
How many years?
We were married in 1996.
Take off your socks and shoes so you can count.
31.
And then put the math together, yeah.
29.
31.
They got married in 96. I was born in 97.
Yeah, what are
I
you?
ain't
It's like
30.
27 years.
I'll be 28 in May.
Yeah, so 20, 27, 28.
I know the answer, but I wasn't saying it.
20,
He's
Oh, my
got-
goodness.
It's Friday.
20.
How old, Shelby?
Oh, my.
We were married a couple years before she was born.
Well, then subtract 2 or add
Listen,
2.
I ain't doing math. It's
No,
not
she
even
said-
7:30.
I think she said she was going to be 27.
See, I was thinking 26, 27.
Jesse for the lifeline says, can I phone a friend? He calls his wife.
After they turn 18, it's just another birthday. Trust me.
Introductions for Coffee Club. You can hear Michael in the background.
Uh-oh.
It's been a minute since we've had you in. What?
Yeah, I'm a lot older and much wiser now.
Still gray. And then we got Jamonica Disser and Sarah Powers joining us here.
Sarah.
So we've got 4 of the 6 of us all from the E-Free Church here. And part of that is because of a special event that is going on here tonight. And Good Friday. Jamonica, you want to start here real quick?
Sure.
What's your position at the church? And then we'll start talking about how we got into this here.
Okay. I am the communications director at McCook E-Free, so I get to play on the internet all day, designing graphics and being on social media. It's kind of fun. And basically, Sarah found this production and she sent it to Jeff, our pastor, and myself. And I'm like, we need to do this.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so moving listening to it. And it just kind of rolled and rolled and rolled. And the next thing you know, we've got 50 people and T-shirts and one really powerful production, I think.
And Sarah, being the administrator at E-Free here in McCook. So, yeah, that's kind of how it happened. You two kind of got together and said, let's make it be a thing.
I'm good at ideas, and I threw it out there, and it stuck, and here we are. That's really kind of all it was.
So what is it? Tonight's Good Friday presentation.
I've been trying to figure out good words to describe it. It's pretty hard to describe. It focuses on the last 7 phrases that Christ said while he was on the cross, and it's just a moving piece, kind of experience what it was like that night. And I don't know, Jan, what would you add?
Between the phrases and the music that goes with it, it's this interesting walk that you get to travel. And every time I watch it, I'm just blown away at the whole process.
Well, I should say that you get to sit in one place, but the walk being...
walking you through emotionally through the night.
Yes.
And I mean, we've had amazing musicians, and we've got a choir, great vocalists. It'll be a moving night for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What are some of the songs that are going to be put together for tonight?
So we have All Sufficient Merit that's in there, which is one of my favorites.
Sing to Jesus.
Sing to Jesus, and A Beautiful Scandalous Night, which is a beautiful song.
Got to throw it back to an old hymn too with the, I want to say Wondrous Cross. It's not one. Is it Wondrous Cross?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sarah thought of that one. I'm like, yeah, let's throw that one in there too, because
Got to bring a hymn in.
yes.
So tell us a little bit about, you said close to 50 people in here.
Yes.
So there's drama parts. Mike, your wife, She has a great skill of being able to memorize long pieces.
Yes, she does.
She's like intensely committed to memorizing, and she just grasps it. She goes over it and over it many times a day, even when she has it down, just so she doesn't lose it.
Yeah.
To have one jot or tittle out of place is annoying to her, so she's OCD on that.
So she's not just good at photography?
Oh yeah, no, she's good at that, but yeah, she loves doing drama and doing the memorization and all that stuff. She's just committed to it.
Michael, you're so lucky.
Yeah. Explain why you say that, though.
Well, because before we got on the radio, both of these guys were trading off the whole stories of, people say, bless your wife.
Oh, right. Oh, your poor wife. She's got to put up with you. Yeah. She's blessed.
Yeah, she's blessed.
And
That's
your
what I
wife is
said.
blessed.
Okay, they get
I thought you said I was blessed. Oh, well, I am.
Yeah.
I am. But, I do want to bring something up this morning in Coffee Club. We've got one member here who's drinking tea. And I thought maybe we should bring some crumpets.
I could bring cookies next time.
Try that.
Yeah.
Wait, is crumpets cookies?
Yeah, it's like a
form.
cookie or
Yeah.
something, isn't it?
I thought it was
We
like
don't know
oatmeal.
because it's the wrong side of the ocean.
I'm
That's
fine
what I
with
thought.
it.
That's what
That's
I
what
said.
we want, tea and oatmeal.
I don't think anyone could handle me if I actually could handle coffee.
Oh,
Well,
my
tea
goodness.
is supposed to have more caffeine, I think.
Less.
Really?
Yeah.
See, this morning, Josh and I are drinking some coffee with chicory, and it actually brings the caffeine down because the chicory is not caffeinated.
Isn't there supposed to be a chicory plant out in western Nebraska?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's actually a European plant, and then, I don't know, it's like the
Maybe that's just what they
twigs or
told me it
stems or
was.
something, and that's what they...
Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions.
It's very popular down in New Orleans, the coffee and chicory.
So tonight's presentation of the last 7 words there. What time does it start? What should people do? Because there's only one presentation, right?
Yes, it's just one. It begins at 7. The doors open at 6:30. We are hoping to get everyone in to start on time because once it begins, I don't think anyone's going to want to move.
Yeah. And what about 40 minutes? 45 minutes?
Roughly about
Yeah.
40, 45 minutes. It won't take your whole night,
Yeah.
but you will leave.
It's worth the time to come.
Yes.
All right. So you've got young and old both that are participating in this, right?
We go from, I think our youngest is junior higher, all the way up to our retired ages. We'll just
Yes,
put it
there
that
you go.
way.
Did you just whisper names?
Oh my God.
How old are they? Yeah. So no.
But we cover all the bases, and I think everybody would really get a benefit from this tonight.
Within the Christian faith, obviously, Friday is Friday. And I posted on my Facebook page this morning, Luke 22, because that everything that took place with, Christ, the arrest, and the crucifixion on Friday. That's Friday. Luke 24 then is Sunday. So if you want to invite folks to the services on Sunday.
So we have 3 campuses in Cambridge, McCook, and in Oberlin. And each campus will have live preaching for Sunday morning, 10:45 in Cambridge and Oberlin, and then 9 and 10:45 here in McCook.
And if you can't make either one, we are online.
Yep.
And
Catch the
Jesse
streams
Stevens is a
online.
part of this event as
He
well.
is.
What am I doing? What do I have to
What
do?
do I do?
Yeah.
Where am I at?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Surprise.
Exactly.
Do you have to memorize the big line?
Thankfully, we do have some words on the back, so I can. No, I'm singing actually with her husband, with Adam, for a Wonderful Scandalous Night. So,
Yes.
so I'm going to be singing on that one and then playing some bass. So that's good. It's good.
Slapping some bass.
Well, there's one part, yes, a little bit, yeah, but for the most of it,
Had to
no.
bring the other guitar out to get that low note.
I did. Got the 5 strings so I could play the low B. That's right. I don't do that very often, but occasionally. For this one, it made sense. So again, that starts 7 o'clock tonight. McCook E Free Church, obviously free, coming out.
Yes.
And we'll see you there. Let's get moving for Coffee Club topics today. And we're going to start with our Coffee Club's weekend poll.
What smell takes you back to your childhood?
Haley, you want to start with that?
I think for me, I feel like chocolate chip cookies. I feel like that always took me back to like great grandma's chocolate chip cookies, and she always made the best.
Chocolate chip cookies. Josh?
For me, it's the old cologne inside those cars. You know what I'm talking about? The glass cars.
The green, the old green.
Yeah. That was Grandpa's aftershave.
It's like Polo or something.
So
like the Avon.
Yeah, the Avon.
Yeah, the Corvette.
Yeah,
or something.
We have a
the old
deer.
pickup. Yeah. So like that smell. Whenever I go somewhere and somebody walks by me and they smell like that, just reminds me of my grandpa in that moment. Without the German words.
Michael, what smell takes you back?
I started out my youth on a farm, and every time we smelled the dairy air, my dad would always say, "Smells like money."
You know, okay, so a couple weeks ago we had that question was, what was something that you learned late in life? Whenever we would go past a feedlot or something, my grandpa would always say, "Smells like money," right?
Right.
So my brother and I literally thought money was made from manure
Oh, wow.
for the longest time.
So that's why you didn't hold the bill in your mouth or something. Yeah. Plus 1,000. This is something to think about. 1,000 hands have touched every dollar bill,
Ew.
or maybe even more than that.
Ew.
But you go into any restaurant, and at least 1,000 mouths have been on that fork.
Well, yeah, but they wash the
Perspective.
fork.
Well, you know what?
Do they?
I know.
Now
How
I'm
many
going to start
times
carrying
have
my
you
own
seen,
silverware.
the crumpets or the oatmeal
Yeah.
on the fork?
All right, Jamonica. What smell takes you back to your childhood?
Fresh potato chips.
Okay.
I used to live on the south side of Chicago, and the Jay's potato chip factory wasn't too far away. And so when the summer hit and the breezes hit, the smell would make its way to my grandparents' neighborhood where I spent most of my summers. And fresh potato chips.
Yeah. All right.
Got one for you. Exhaust. Like
Excuse me?
I know, right? So like we had a 74 Ford pickup, and the exhaust that came out of that truck is not matched by anything today. My grandpa had an old Class A camper, and just that smell was like, it's time for the lake. It's time to go outside. And so exhaust.
My smell that takes me back is the smell of alfalfa. Because used to go do some haying back with my great uncle. We called him Unky. Up in the sand hills, so the fresh cut alfalfa, and just remembering that. And then of course went to my grandpa's house too, and that was where I wrecked the first rake.
Oh,
How
did
little
you wreck the rake?
well, the little spinning wheel things on the rake for that would take the freshly cut alfalfa and make it into windrows. Well, I think I may have been 12, 13 years old, and I'm driving this tractor with the rake. And I was watching this side, and this side hit a bale.
Oh,
So,
You know what that smell is like for Josh and I?
what's that?
Straight death.
Yeah.
Alfalfa?
Yeah.
Death.
Why?
alfalfa?
You don't have allergies, apparently.
No, I don't.
If I go around alfalfa and it's just freshly cut, my eyes will cry.
Don't you take a shot and a pill?
It don't matter.
Really?
He's so tender-hearted. He senses all those little cut stems have endured all that tragedy and
Pretty
pain.
much.
Yes.
The weekend poll is on our Facebook page. We got one answer, and we know that when we ask questions like this, they don't do as well. Usually, if you ask like yes/no questions, you get a lot more responses. But I got one. Courtney says when you walk into a school and it smells like pencil shavings and crayons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
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 Still smells like
Big
that
time.
today. Yeah. So that's our weekend poll. If you want to go and play along, go to our Coyote Country Facebook page, and you can do that there. On to the next topic. What is the movie that you wish had a sequel? Josh, you want to start?
So I was thinking about it, and for me, my all-time favorite was Forrest Gump. But I just don't think that you can make a sequel for Forrest Gump.
Make a prequel. We can look into the life of Jenny. It's going to be rated different.
But that's where I was at. Forrest Gump. Just the life of Forrest Jr.
Because, we've got like 15 versions of Sharknado, but,
Yep.
How about you, Haley? What movie do you think?
I'm a firm believer, just leave it one and done.
Yes.
For all movies?
Leave it. Yeah. The second one is never.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never as good as the first one.
Except for the Alien series, the second one was better than the first.
That is true.
I've not seen that.
Second one was better.
Ooh.
Mike?
I wish they'd do a sequel of Rambo.
There's already 3 of them.
What?
There's 4 of them.
You can't call those sequels. Actually, if they were going to do a sequel, what I think would be cool is like some of the Clint Eastwood westerns, like not the High Plains Drifter, but the Outlaw Josie Wales.
Tombstone?
Cool. Tombstone. Well, see, that kind of concluded. I mean, that was almost a 3-hour movie, so it kind of concluded.
Here's one that Josh and I actually, we talked about this yesterday, but what about a sequel to The Three Amigos?
Oh, my gosh. I couldn't hardly handle the
Short.
first one.
They would call it like
Yoink.
the 3.5 Amigos.
Right.
The Three Amigos.
Like Lion King did.
They're all still alive, right?
no.
Who was it? It was Martin Short.
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin.
Was it
Yeah. And Chevy Chase.
Chevy? Yeah, they are all still alive.
Yeah,
all-
they could add Dan Aykroyd or
If we put those
Bill
3 in again for a remake, can you imagine?
Adam said Elf.
Yeah. He told me I had to say Elf 2 is what we need to make again. But
Okay. We know Adam's listening, so I'm going to go ahead and do this.
Welcome, Adam.
I don't want to be a distraction here. And yet, when Adam and I do our duet tonight, just Adam's going to try really hard not to dance like Elf.
I know. It's
balance.
like Buddy in there. It's
a real
weird.
thing. Yeah. It's a real thing.
I thought he just had nervous tension he was trying to release.
No.
It may be, but
It's his human metronome coming out. He just starts
gotcha.
bouncing on the beat.
yeah, so I don't want this to be a
I don't know.
distraction, but
I told him he had to dial it back. Like,
Hey.
love you, Adam. I really do.
Yeah.
Just a gentle sway, maybe.
Okay. All right.
Tap the toe.
Hey, when you feel it, you feel it.
Yeah.
There's that.
All right, Sarah, what movie deserves a sequel?
I think I'm with Haley on this one. Like, the second one has almost always ruined the first one. So I wouldn't want my favorite movie to be a sequel.
I was really proud when they came out with the Twister sequel.
Oh, yes.
That one actually did okay. I thought that was good. Twisters.
Back to the Future.
Twisters.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it because I didn't want to be disappointed.
You won't
just-
be disappointed.
You
I'm a huge Twister is one of my favorite movies.
got to remember back when it came out, what, in the 90s?
Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
What they were
Back in the 90s?
Back in the 90s, Josh was, 1.5 year old.
at the time, the CGI was phenomenal for what we've seen, Now you watch the original Twister and you're like, oh, okay, that was pretty fake.
Yeah.
But back then, that was a big deal. It's kind of like the same thing with Jurassic Park. The first Jurassic Park came out, and it's like, how are they doing that?
Claymation.
Yeah.
It's Gumby.
I was going to make the
He's a
Gumby
little
reference.
weird-headed orange boy.
Yeah. No, green.
Or green, yeah. And then
Yeah.
Pokemon.
But so the first one came out for Twisters, and it was way ahead of its time, technologically speaking. And so the second Twisters, I was expecting to be breaking new ground, and it didn't do that with the cinematography, but it was still really
It
good.
was still a really good movie.
See, like some of those sequels, I'm just like, there's no point in watching it. The first one was great. There's no point in watching the next one.
That's how I was with Twisters, but now apparently I got to watch it.
You should
Yeah,
watch
you
it.
should
Yeah.
watch
Yeah. Not late at night if the wind's blowing. All right, Javonica.
Well, most of my favorite movies have sequels, like Ghostbusters, all-time favorite.
Yeah.
And the new ones are amazing. Love those. I do agree that sometimes it should be one and done. Like Independence Day, they should have left that alone because the second one was terrible.
It was.
I
Yeah.
cannot stand watching that movie. But so it just depends.
I forgot they even did that.
on the movie. Yeah, that's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Did you tell me they're doing another Karate Kid?
Are they?
No.
I think
How
so.
old
Yeah.
is that guy now?
No, I think Jackie
Well, Pat
isn't
Morgan-
Jackie
Jackie
Chan
Chan.
is
Oh,
coming in to do
Rocky.
it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There was one of them that we talked about, but I can't remember what it was. That they were doing another one. Another one.
Can't remember.
We got Step Brothers and Zootopia as answers.
What about
Top Gun,
Talladega Nights?
Ooh, I don't know.
the sequel.
Would you go watch it?
Ooh, Talladega
one-
Nights.
that's
the
one of our-
last lap.
That's one
The
of our
last
favorites.
lap. Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Bailey's like, maybe.
They would have to come out batting 100 because
What about that, hockey movie where the U.S. beat Russia finally in
Mighty Ducks?
1980 or whatever?
You talking about
I don't think that
shenanigans?
was Mighty Ducks. It was what? But anyway, I mean, a sequel would be like, we went out and played hockey the next time and didn't beat the Russians.
All right, let's move
We're
on.
supposed to continue to talk about tornadoes. Sarah loves tornadoes.
Oh, no. Is Adam talking about it?
What?
Yeah.
Adam likes
Tornadoes?
tornadoes?
They're not my favorite.
Oh, you don't like tornadoes?
I don't.
Hey, next time I go storm spotting, you want to go along?
Maybe if I could see it and know where it was, it's very different than waiting for it to drop out of the
invites
sky.
everybody else.
yeah, we never get invited.
I took Wayne, with us once, and he took some videos. We caught twins that night.
Oh, did you?
It was
I
pretty
rode
cool.
one out at Camp Maranatha years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And it was not the most fun thing to do.
Well, there's no basements in Maranatha.
Nope, there aren't. We hid under tables. It was a great safety feature.
When there's a swimming pool.
Same thing from the 60s when the nukes were coming,
Hide under your desk.
Right.
Yeah. Next topic for the coffee club. Mike, you get to start this one.
Oh,
If syrup is not available, what's on your pancakes?
peanut butter, butter, jelly maybe. But
Your wife, she'll sometimes make breakfast for the volunteers at the E-Free Church.
yeah.
And she turned me on to something. A lot of times she'll have tortillas there. We'll put like jelly on the tortillas, and then like sausage and egg mix,
Yeah.
and a
The
little
breakfast burrito stuff.
Tabasco. And
Yeah.
Prove
It's a
it.
beautiful thing.
Come on in. I'll
Prove it.
I'll
Really
text you
good.
next time.
Yeah.
Have her bring her down here right now.
She's
I
phenomenal.
don't even know if she's up because she said, I'm going to sleep in. But knowing my wife,
Yeah.
as soon as I left the room, she's like, I'm awake.
Let's go. Sarah, if you don't have syrup, what's on the pancakes?
I love peanut butter. I'm going to coat it with peanut butter and cinnamon.
And I think that's a Nebraska thing because you don't see that
Yeah.
other places.
No.
Really.
Oh, peanut butter's a staple on your pancake.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but
Never heard of it.
but if you
until
don't
this
have
moment.
syrup with that,
You have a lot of coffee and a lot of milk to go with it.
Right.
Wash it down. Wash it down.
Yes.
Or you have the syrup and you shoot it on the side after you chew the pancake.
Jamonica,
I'm sticking with butter.
Just butter.
If I can't have syrup, it's got to be a lot of butter.
spackle it on there.
Yeah.
Josh,
If I don't have syrup, it becomes a bun. So I put my sausage, egg, and cheese in there and have a taco.
There you go.
Good
all right,
idea.
Haley,
I got to go with the peanut butter.
peanut butter.
I'm definitely I have to have peanut butter on my pancake versus butter.
See, I will actually go. I'll go if I don't have syrup. I've been known to use honey. I have.
Okay.
That'd be
I'll do
good
that.
too.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Next topic for the coffee club, and I'm so excited Jamonica is here for this because the topic is what's your flex. Now,
Flex.
a few weeks ago, we had a youth service at E-Free Church, okay?
Good.
And Jeff brought up some of the young people and did a nice little interview, did questions, and your daughter used the term flex.
She did.
So,
She
which is
did.
fine, But can you explain for everybody what is flex and maybe use it in a sentence?
Right.
Use it in a sentence.
After I had to have her explain to me what it was she said. She said flex is like the thing that you're just awesome at. Like that's just your thing you can do and it doesn't even require effort.
Does she do those head movements like that too?
Probably. She's very much so like
my
me
gosh,
and her father all in one. It's hilarious. But like it's just your thing, I guess.
Yeah.
So
And I thought it was great. And yet being in the room at the time when she said it, I saw a lot of, other generations look at each other. What's flex?
We knew it was going to be an okay topic because I said, "Oh, we should do what's your flex," and he just went,
Boom.
and that was it.
Let's
There you
go.
go.
Because I want to bring this up, and your daughter spoke very well. That
very
too is
proud of her.
online if you want to go back and check it out. But so, Jamonica, what's your flex?
Oh gosh. I have a wonderful ability of getting people to do what I need them to do without being mean
She's
or
bossy.
harsh or appear bossy.
Hey, with different people, you have to use different methods.
Yes.
Or
and
tones.
I adapt according to the person, but I manage to somehow get things done without becoming a monster that everybody's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to work with her again. Right, Michael?
I just had to throw that in there because you're such a blessing.
Thank you. I try. I really do try.
All right, Sarah, what's your flex?
My flex is that I'm not great at anything, but I can cut your hair, talk insurance, draw your blood, and talk about business all at the same time. So there we go.
Right on.
Would you
Uber
get hair in
tasking.
the blood, though? I mean,
Oh, no.
that
Well, I'm well versed. That's my flex.
That's pretty handy.
Yeah.
Michael, what's your flex?
I do great vocal impersonations.
You were doing
Monty
Irish this
Python.
morning. Came in, Josh, what was the coffee we're drinking today?
It's vanilla Irish whiskey. It was last month's coffee of the month for fire department coffee.
Yeah, and that launched him into some Irish tirade.
Right.
Yeah.
We had to get him off at Monty Python doing his lines tonight. So
Spike sings, "Thou shalt not touch the fruit of the elderberry."
I told him he could only do it if everybody else could match that.
Yeah.
And Jeremy's like, you said that to him? Like, oh yeah. I think he was a
full
little
confidence.
surprised.
Nobody else will be able to do that.
Yes.
Josh, what's your flex?
I can taste things and taste everything.
What do you mean? So if you take a bite of something, you can taste all the flavors?
Yeah, so like I have a lot of people that come to me when they're like, oh, this is my favorite seasoning. I can't get it. Is there any way that you can make it or recreate it? And chances are I can get pretty dang close.
That's a
Josh
great
says,
gift.
hold my beer.
And so like the best one is like there's a company called Q39, right? Q39?
Yeah. Yep.
That has a brisket seasoning. And you can only get it in Kansas.
Yep.
And so Kyle got some and he brought it and he's just like, hey, we need to put this on our competition briskets. I'm like, all right. So I took it home, I tasted it, and I got pretty dang close, and it's almost even better.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree
Right
to
on.
that.
Bring you something that
right.
I want you to kind of discern what's in it.
All right.
I think I
it's a-
ended up
it's a
throwing it
rub.
away, but I wanted to bring you the, like the Freddy's fry
Oh, yeah.
seasoning. I'm sure it's simple.
Yeah, probably.
That's probably worth a lot more money than you're making off of it. You know that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Food engineering is like huge.
Your ability to do that. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Haley, what's your flex?
Can I say sourdough?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She's getting really good at the sourdough.
Yeah.
She made
Improve it
some.
by bringing any in or anything.
She
That's
made
'cause it
some.
wouldn't last.
No. She made some sourdough peanut butter cookies. Today, that's still my favorite. Everything
are
you do is
phenomenal.
good, but the big sourdough loaf, you turn those into pizzas, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like my Italian loaf. I'll slice those up and
Wow.
we'll make like individual pizzas out of them.
It
And
was.
Josh, back at him, he found me a bomb Italian seasoning. So, and I used the real like block of Parmesan cheese and grated in there.
Yeah.
It was the focaccia flex for me.
Oh yeah, the Parmesan garlic
That-
focaccia.
Oh man, I had to unbutton my pants. That's how I ate the whole loaf in one day.
That's
It was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely your flex. Mine is, it's kind of like Sarah's a little bit. I know a lot of different things, but not good enough to, really be my only deal. But I can get
No.
involved with so many different things.
I would say your biggest flex is you can hear something and you know what note it is.
I've got what I call augmented perfect pitch. Sometimes I'll miss what the pitch is, but I can definitely hear,
Like the third.
Yeah. I definitely hear harmonies better than I hear the actual melody. I will admit that.
But you're always like, did you hear that? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I didn't hear nothing. And then you get on there and you're like, took it out. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Like sounds the same to me.
When I'm doing digital editing and things on the radio, I definitely spend more time than anybody else. But in making commercials and making productions and things like that. But I do have the ability to hear things that when I remove it, nobody knows that it was there or it isn't there. But at the same time, most of the time, I think they think, wow, that's good.
Jesse asked me one time if I tuned my drums to a specific pitch, and I'm like, well, I just kind of hum and try to get close, you know. But no, I was like, oh, yeah, well, I try. Doesn't always mean it works.
That's because he heard something that he didn't like.
Oh.
And that was his proper way of telling you better fix it.
Well,
No, he's going to show up one day, and I will have tuned the top and bottom heads to certain pitches. That's what
I need new heads, and I need to just send that in to Sarah so she can order them.
Yeah, 'tis the time.
No drum head.
What's your flex? One of the topics here on Coffee Club.
I thought it was an Arnold Schwarzenegger thing.
No.
He did perfect that, though. Arnold Schwarzenegger pose. That was his pose that he perfected.
Yeah.
Arnold
yeah.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know that guy from Austria.
Yeah.
Get down.
At what percentage do you get nervous when your phone battery strength is at what percentage do you get nervous, Sarah?
That would mean I'd have to know where my phone is. I typically leave it someplace else. So I don't usually worry too much about it. Now, Adam he gets more worried about my phone battery than I do. So
Does he have alerts go off on his phone?
Yeah, you know, we have 360 where it like your family's
tells
at
you.
like less than 10%, tell them to charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's always that one person that it's always
I would be that
on
one
10
person.
or 5%. And you're like, plug in your phone.
Yes.
That'd be me.
Yeah.
I don't use my phone because I've left it someplace. So
Yeah.
All right, Jamonica, what percentage?
Well, again, when I can find my phone, usually about 40%, I'm like, well, I better plug this in because I'll lose it again. And if it dies, I'm never finding
right,
it.
that's a scary part.
Now, wait a minute. If I can find my phone, Sarah, if I can find my phone, Jamonica, if I can find my phone, Stephanie, that's a third of the staff right there.
Oh, my God.
Adam get me a watch so that when I lose my phone, I can find it. That's my watch.
For my wife.
And yet I still manage to somehow
I
leave
know.
it elsewhere.
It's really bad when you leave it upstairs and like you ping it and you can't hear it.
Do we have somebody at the church that always has their phone?
I have my watch on me all the time now. I feel like I'm chained. It's my ball and chain.
All right. What percentage for you, Mike? Because you're out on the road a lot.
At 98%, I sense that downward spiral, and I start to get a little neurotic.
I'm with him. I'm with him.
Really? I have a hard time believing that one.
I'm like, I'm losing power as we speak, Captain.
Yeah.
You keep it plugged into a battery pack all the time.
Pretty
much. No. Honestly, when it gets to about 35%, I'm like, yeah, I should plug it in.
Yeah.
But I just had to throw that 98% in there.
I'm that though. Like the minute I unplug it, my phone just goes.
I know.
Is it because of the updates?
So yeah.
It's like your gas gauge.
Like right
if you
now,
got
I
a
haven't been
4-barrel
on
carb.
I haven't been on my phone. I unplugged my phone when I woke up. So like 4:40, and I'm at like 90%, and like I'm already feeling it. Like I'm like, oh man. By the time the day's done, I'm gonna have to plug my phone in.
You woke up at 4:40.
Yeah. That's my normal.
That's a late one for him.
I was going to say, that's kind of sleeping in for him.
Yeah, I peed at 2:30, if you wanted to know. That was my first get up.
Yeah.
Haley Dawn, what percentage makes you nervous?
Well, Jesse Marie, that would be about
Jesse Marie.
30%, I would say, because then I know that the 20% notification is coming.
I
Don't
think
you
that's
just hate that?
Yeah. The 20%. Would you like low power mode?
That drives me nuts.
No, I want full power all the way to the end.
Give it all we
Is
got.
it really
Captain.
Haley Dawn?
It is.
Wow. So
Yep.
is it really Jesse Marie?
It really
It
is.
really is. No.
No. Jesse Maurice?
Get me in trouble.
Kinda. It's Jesse Lee.
Yeah.
Jesse Lee.
Yeah.
I know everybody's middle names,
My dad's middle name was Lee. My son's middle name is Lee.
but there was no Stan.
My grandson's middle name is Lee. You want to take a guess at what my grandpa's middle name is?
Lee.
No, it's not.
My
Was his name
grandfather's
Lee?
First name was Lee.
No.
My middle daughter's middle name is Lee.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
Yeah.
and it's funny because
granddaughter.
I thought
Haley Lee.
since I was the same as my dad, I thought, this was the thing that we did when we had sons. I thought that's what we did, but Apparently, my dad started it, so I guess we can track it back to my dad.
It's a great middle name, actually.
It is.
Yeah, no, he called me Haley Dawn one day, and then I called him Jessie Marie, and it just kind of stuck.
There you go.
It flows really well.
That's how I know I'm in trouble.
Yes.
Hold up middle name.
All right, the next topic on the coffee club. Let's go with the kazoo here.
Kazoo.
You'll hear it in a minute. No, you won't. You don't have headphones on. It's kind of fun. Tell me your I got lost as a kid story. Now, I will say, it can either be you or one of your kids. You know, because maybe not everybody has one, but. So tell me your I got lost as a kid story.
I have a good one.
Okay.
We took our kids to Walt Disney World. I want to say this was in 2008. So like eons ago. And it was pouring down rain. So we were all in Epcot going through all the things. We were going from one building to the next. And we get to the next building and we're like, I'm missing a child. I'm counting people. Like we had
How many kids?
people
How many kids?
in our group. At
Was
that
it
time,
your favorite
it was just
one?
4.
Okay.
All of them are my favorites.
That's a true mom line right there.
I tell my kids my
got terrible
favorite is the
indecision.
one that I'm talking to in that moment. So they all get to be my favorite. But we're scouring. And Jeremy's freaking out because it's our oldest son.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he was right there.
Yeah.
Like my brother's there and his sister's there. Like we're all here. He was in the first building, just still meandering, looking at all the video game stuff. And I'm like, your mother will kill me if I come back minus a child.
Your mother.
And I think he was glued to well, he's my stepson or whatever.
Yeah.
We don't use steps in our family.
Yeah.
These are my kids.
Yeah.
So he called his mom back in Indiana, who in turn called Jeremy in Florida. And I'm going, you are super glued to another human for the rest of this trip. You will hold someone's hand. I don't care if you're
Here,
like
put
12.
on this backpack. Yes, I know it looks like a monkey, but it's got a
I'm gonna
string
hold
to
on
me.
to you. Yes.
It's not a leash. It's for your own
It's for
protection.
your good and mine. Yes. Lost child in Disney World. I'm like, oh my goodness, never again.
We went on family vacation up to Oregon to visit our family, and we were at Cape Kiwanda. And Isaiah would have been about 2.5. And we had a picnic, and he was picking up sand toys, I thought, with Adam. And I was cleaning up our picnic, and pretty soon we joined. We're like, well, where's Isaiah? You had him. I don't have him. You have him. And this would have been a particularly busy day at the beach. There's like a 5-story sand dune, tide pools. The flat bottom boats are coming in at the same time, and Isaiah's nowhere to be found.
Oh.
And it took us 20, 30 minutes before we found him. And he had seen Grandpa clear over in the tide pools. So he walked over there, decided he was going to cut through the bay to get to Grandpa. And so this other couple were like, oh, he got clear up in the ocean till his chest. And we were almost going to get him. And I'm like, are you kidding? So he got to Grandpa. Grandpa wasn't there. He couldn't see him. So he decided to climb the rock face to get a better view for Grandpa. Anyway, my dad found him and brought him back home. That was a very scary moment. Yeah. He could hit, the boats were coming in. There was cars on the beach. There was 5,000 people on the beach.
All kinds of meteorites out in space.
Oh, it was all sorts of things. It was...
Well, that's true.
Yes, he could have got hit by...
fallen towards the earth and plummeted in this locality.
Oh, it's one of those makes your stomach sick. Even talking about it.
Mike,
it was pretty bad.
You got multiple kids too. Ever lose one of them, or did you get lost?
Well, there's a story to that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I could believe that he got lost.
So which one are you going with?
That long pause was a part of the story. So, no, actually, I don't remember a time that we had kids get lost where there was a panic or anything like that. And we've been to the Universal Studios and Disneyland and, Mount Rushmore and all these places. But I'm sure there was a time when my wife was concerned, but I'm just like, well,
all right, you said Mount Rushmore, so I'll tell my story.
Go ahead.
Have you heard this one?
Probably.
Today is my daughter's birthday.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
And we were at Mount Rushmore. And she was literally right beside me. We were looking at the faces. I think we were using the binoculars, or whatever. And then I turned around and my daughter is standing in the elevator. She's the only one in the elevator. She's standing in the elevator and she waves at me as the doors close. And so literally I yelled at Steph, hey, get to the elevator door. I don't think I touched any of the steps between, the top and the bottom. And I got down to the bottom and the doors slowly open and she smiles at Daddy.
She told me this story.
Yeah. Oh. So she still remembers too.
She
Huh?
didn't
Yes,
up or
she
down the
does.
floor. She just saw you were on every floor.
It was, at Mount Rushmore, I'm pretty sure it's just like one level.
Yeah.
And so, but still. Yeah.
Yes, she still remembers that story. She told it to me.
That was many years ago.
So I don't really I never got lost because I'm a well-trained child, I didn't stir away.
Well,
But-
between you and your brother, you can always see you. You guys are always taller than anybody.
Well, my
anyway.
mom always said it doesn't matter if you get lost, they'll bring you back.
That's what I told him.
But Darcy, though, on the other hand, she was a wild child. She was farm raised, so she was a little bit wild. And they helped out in Lexington with the Lexington Fair. And they did the concession stands, her and her grandma and her mom with the catering business. Well, there was one time where they couldn't find Darcy. And they shut the whole fair down.
No way.
And locked the gate so nobody could get out so they could find this little girl. And they spent hours trying to find Darcy and they couldn't find her.
Where was she?
She fell asleep in the cabinet
Oh, no.
inside the concession stand. She crawled inside
Oh, heavens.
the
funnel cake one?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah,
Wow.
so then she fell asleep and here she just woke up and she walks out and everybody's just like,
Shut down the fair for a
It's like,
sleeping
what happened?
you all right?
Well, at least there was, a high level of concern in the community.
Oh, yeah, no, they were.
That was good.
Wow.
Good happy ending. How about you? You got one?
I
Got a
don't
story?
remember a time I've ever got lost.
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of.
Time for the games section here today. This one is Spy the Lie. I need a volunteer.
For the what?
Need a volunteer.
You just volunteered?
Okay.
So you get to pick the lie, and then we'll see if we agree with you.
Pick the lie.
I'm going to give you 3 stats. One of them is a lie. The other 2 are actual truth. Okay. So globally, more people own a mobile phone than a toothbrush. Within 12 years of retiring, roughly 15% of NFL players go bankrupt. Or your left lung takes in more air than your right one. Which one's the lie?
Well, I think the left lung taking in more air is the lie.
Okay. Do you agree?
That was what I was going with that too.
I was thinking about the cell phones and toothbrushes.
Okay. Josh, how about you?
I'm with the toothbrushes.
I'm gonna go with the middle one, NFL one.
The NFL?
Yep.
Okay. Well, the lie. Mike, you're right, dude. Look, the left lung
There's
takes
some
in no more
symmetry in
air.
the lung
in the right.
area.
I'm pretty sure my left lung takes a little bit more in right now.
Does it?
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Well, actually, you could make a case for it because it's closer to the heart, so you're trying to enrich the heart with oxygen and all that. I mean,
I've got such an enlarged heart that there's not enough room for it to take in air, maybe, you know?
the anti-Grinch.
Yeah. Grew 4 sizes that day. That's a good topic. Got a couple of would you rathers before we get to the birthdays and anniversaries. If you want to call those in, call 345-5598, or you can post on our Coyote Country Facebook page. We'll try to get those in for you too. But would you rather get a flat tire or run out of gas? Which one?
Flat tire.
Flat tire. I can change a flat.
Okay.
What?
Flat tire.
Everybody's flat
Ditto.
tire?
You can fix that one. Getting
know.
gas when you don't have gas is kind of
Josh
a
and
problem.
Darcy
It's a
just like
pain.
living life on
Yeah,
the edge.
we run out of gas.
Really?
Josh has actually had to help me push a
Yeah,
vehicle.
yeah.
There's this thing called a fueling station. You just stop by there
I know,
once in a
but did
while.
you see the bus that passed Dumb and Dumber when they ran out of gas?
Right.
Missed opportunities.
The Swedish bikini team and all that good stuff.
Okay, here's one. Would you rather live in space or under the sea? Josh gets to go first.
Definitely under the sea.
Okay. Why?
Megalodons.
And Josh has always wanted to swim with sharks. So
Yes.
Oh, you want to swim with the fishies, eh? All right.
That's how he wants to go out.
Sarah, how about
I
you?
don't like heights. I'd do the sea.
Space. I need the sun.
I think I would want to do an equal share of both.
That's not the question. It's either or.
Because, I mean,
cannot
your
have your
fingers
cake
get all
and eat it
pruny
too.
when you're under the sea.
Yeah, but then you could actually be the first man in space.
Plus, the ocean is like a soup. I could be the what?
The first man in space.
The first man in space.
That's Josh saying we haven't been to space.
Oh.
Not even that little
I know.
publicity stunt
What
that
about-
happened last
what
week.
about Katy Perry and all those people? I mean,
Hey,
Fake.
It's out of all of them, that's got to be fake.
because here's what they said. They're like, 7 on the crew. And I'm like they even had to push a button.
Well, not
you
only
know?
that, everything that has gone past the, what is it called, criminal line or whatever, the boundary of space.
Right.
Upon re-entry, there's that whole,
Burning
flame
sensation.
and burning on the
Right,
outside. None of that on that Blue Origin.
Right.
Just
They
gonna
probably
put
went
that
up
out there.
1,200 feet.
They went up higher than a plane, but not high enough to pass through anything.
Last, would you rather? Would you rather be never able to use a touchscreen or never be able to use a keyboard and mouse?
I'm saying the touch screen because I hate those things.
That would be my wife too. Her hands are cold enough, I think, that it won't respond to her.
Yeah.
She's got a light touch.
She does.
I know all my shortcuts on the keyboard. I have to stick with my keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Touchscreen or keyboard? Which one are you doing away with?
I could do away with the keyboard and mouse. I don't know how to type anyway, so it's not like it.
Haley?
I think I could do away with the touch screen.
Yeah. I'd probably have to go touchscreen. I don't want to, but it's probably what would have to happen. It's time for the birthdays. Birthdays and anniversaries for April 18th, 2025. We'll start. Shelby Skolot's got a birthday. That's Stephania's daughter. She's 26, by the way. My wife texted me and
I was going to say, somebody's going to correct him here.
My wife and I are having an anniversary
And-
next week.
I was going to say,
and
your
our anniversary is on Sunday.
Did she tell you how long you've been married to?
I think our anniversary. I think it'd be. How many years have we been married, sweetheart?
28.
28, 20, 29, 30, somewhere in there. I don't know. Somebody do the math. Okay, he's got 25, 26.
Okay, I was
7,
born in
20.
97.
So
You
20
were married in 96.
So
I
29?
am 27, going to be 28 in May.
My wife says 29 and 2 exclamation
go.
points. So.
Right.
I told you.
This is so hard. Happy anniversary, love.
Your wife is so blessed.
She is so blessed.
And, she is very determined that she won't let me help her pick up tables when she's moving tables in the church. And I'm like, do you need a hand? No, I got it.
Do I look like I need a hand?
I know. That's
what she said.
She was all snarky. And I'm like, well, I was going to applaud for you.
Okay.
Michael Swanson also has a birthday today.
Do you have an age on Michael?
Facebook says 39.
39. Wow. Again, no. So Shelby's 26. Josiah Donellan is 18. Gabriella Curl is 3. And Blaine Budke's got a birthday tomorrow.
I got Kyler White has a birthday, turns 14. That was texted in. And then Aaron Mendenhall has a birthday. And Bronson Susie has a birthday. And Delane Susie has a birthday. Tanner Brooks with a birthday. Matt Sailors with a birthday. Morgan Fornoff has a birthday. And Tanya Roper has a birthday.
It's also Jay Austen's birthday. He owned this radio station for about 10 years, many years ago. I think he sold it in 2006, somewhere in there. And Joel Hawkswell, Matt Sailors, Tanya Roper. Let's see. I think it's Tanya, by the way. Anyway, Catherine Brody and Laurie Russell, Bronson Susie. Evan Humphrey and Olivia Cutter, all with birthdays. So quite the list. We got to pick a birthday winner out of all of those to get our fantastic prizes that you can come by the radio station and pick up sometime. Here's that list.
A donut from Ember's Bakery, ice cream from The Scoop, a sandwich from Jimmy John's and Coca-Cola.
All right, who's the birthday winner?
Let's go, Kyler White.
Kyler, come by the radio station and pick up those fine prizes here. Well, as we wrap up?
That's for tomorrow. His birthday's tomorrow, by the way.
Okay.
Today.
Well, and I didn't know if you heard me, but my wife and I are having an anniversary this week,
When is it?
April 23rd. Well, it's the same time as it was 22 years ago.
23rd.
You got married on a
Like
Wednesday?
5 o'clock. No, I don't think it was a Wednesday. I think it was a Friday back then.
You got married on a Friday?
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty nice.
People are starting to do that again.
Cheaper.
It's cheaper on a Friday.
As a
Friday
guy,
because, you know.
as a guy that runs a mobile DJ service, yep, let's do the Fridays. Fridays and Saturdays. That's good. Yeah,
Days to recover.
no kidding.
Married on a Wednesday, yeah.
So let's do a recap. Tonight, 7 o'clock, McCook Free Church, a presentation for Good Friday.
Yes, doors open at 6:30. It's going to be a wonderful presentation as we walk through Jesus' last words on the cross. Music, very powerful, very moving. I don't think you'll want to miss this one.
Anything else you'd like to add there, Sarah?
No, I think that covers it.
All right.
Just
Been
come out.
writing about it for weeks, so like the words are
I'm
there.
just anticipatory, right? Like
Yes.
it's with great anticipation. So come out and see it.
Yes.
And as dangerous as it is, Mike, anything you'd like to add? No,
we
in all
do know that
seriousness,
one of the last words was not, did I leave the oven on? What?
no,
I'm just saying.
absolutely. Tonight, 7 o'clock, McCook Free Church. Where can people see more information about it?
You can visit our website, mccookiefree.org, or find our Facebook page. We have info on both places.
There you go. Tonight, 7 o'clock. That is Coffee Club here on April 18th, 2025. Coyote Country 105.3. Happy Weekend.